You know what? I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Jeremy Jacquet signs for Liverpool on transfer deadline day, a player that Chelsea have been following for months and months and months, trying to get this deal done. A player that now we are stuck with the centre backs that we've got, and we miss out on another signing due to the sporting directors. The maths is not mathing. The squad is not squadding right now for Chelsea. Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart, are you watching the same sport that we're watching as Chelsea fans? Something ain't clicking, because this is not about Jeremy Jacquet. This is not about Jeremy Jacquet as a player, but this is about the transfer strategy for Chelsea that is not working. It isn't working. It is not working at all. We can't afford to keep doing this in the market where we're showing our hand, we're showing our intentions, we're showing that we want the player. And then at the final minute, the final hour, personal terms are not a problem. At the final hour of every single transfer, we seem to fumble the bag. We seem to fumble the transfer deal. This is a long list of players now that we're talking about where we haven't got this deal done. We haven't got the deal done. And I'm not, for me, look, I said it 2 weeks on the run. Last week, the week before that. I don't think we need Jeremy Jacquet. I don't, because we're recalling Aaron Anselmino. But hold on, wait a minute. Aaron Anselmino is now going to Strasbourg. So now I'm even more confused. Now we're going to get on to Mamadou Sarr, because Mamadou Sarr, for me, look, again, I need to stress, this is not about Jeremy Jacquet as a player, as a signing for Chelsea, because I don't think another 20-year-old, although he can play out from the back, he's a ball-playing centre-back. Look, I don't know enough about him, the profile of the player. He might be an amazing, world-class defender that's now gone to Liverpool. Let's forget about that. I generally would never have wanted to pay 60 million. And I'll be honest, were you as Chelsea fans, you as a Chelsea fan, did you want to spend 60 million plus on Jeremy Jacquet? Do you know enough about him? Do you think he's a good defender? Let me know what you think in the chat. But I would never have wanted us to sign a player of that magnitude in terms of the cost with no Premier League experience. Never played in the Premier League. Ever. We've got players on the books that I still think, with Aaron Anselmino, with Mamadou Sarr, that we have to test and give them the opportunity to do so before we go in the market and buy another one, another potential centre-back for 60 million. We've had our fingers burnt before. So I understand the frustration of Chelsea fans, and I'm with you. I'm with every Chelsea fan. The frustrations have to be clear as day. Like, we have to remember that this is the transfer strategy that has not been successful for us at all. Bar Esteval, Cole Palmer, Caicedo, Cucurella, potentially Enzo Fernandez. The rest of our signings have been a bit mediocre. So I'm with Chelsea fans when it comes to the transfer strategy. But I have to ask the question, Chelsea fans, are you annoyed at the fact we didn't sign the player, or are you annoyed at the fact that the player has now ended up at a potential rival club in Liverpool? Because that's where my frustration comes from. The fact that we've allowed him to go to a club with strength for the rival. You know, next season, if we just kick on and they do keep Konate and Van Dijk and they bring in another centre-back, then we are strengthening Liverpool's team. We are. Now, if you ask me the question, do I think we should have signed them? It's always going to be no, because I don't think we needed Jeremy Jacquet. And I'm going to stand on what I've said before. I think we need to go and get a proven centre-back. And there are centre-backs out there. There are centre-backs that were out there. If we've done our strategy and our recruitment scouting properly and got a list of players that are worthy of being in that Chelsea squad as it is right now, we could have an amazing squad. I went through this a couple of weeks ago. Instead, we've still got Badia Shill on the books. Axel Disasi looks like, I've done a separate video for this, but Axel Disasi looks like he's going to West Ham. That deal's nearly done. We're going to get the video out for that today as well. But we're still stuck with Badia Shill, Tosin. They're not good enough to be at this club. Now, ideally for me, I would have loved to have seen Aaron Anselmino and Mamadou Sarr back at the club. Now, of course, that's in an ideal world. That's what you'd want, but you weren't going to get both of those coming back to the club. One was either going to go or one was going to stay. Now, Liam Rosinia has worked with Mamadou Sarr at Strasbourg. He knows how he wants him to play. They've got a relationship already, understanding of tactically how he wants him to play. So I get why he'd want to bring him back off the back of winning the African Cup of Nations as well with Senegal. So it's not. This is where my frustration is a bit with Chelsea fans, because you've got a proven centre back there already, the same age, pretty much the same profile as Jacquet. But we're all angry at the fact that we haven't signed a player that I don't think, and a lot of Chelsea fans don't know enough about. So it's frustrating. I get it as Chelsea fans. It's frustrating because our strategy has been a complete and utter mess. And we've got 5 sporting directors, and all 5 of them should be held accountable for the mess that this club is going into, or is in. Not even going into. We're in it now. We're knee deep in the nonsense at the club in terms of transfers. But Aaron Anselmino and Mamadou Sarr should both be given an opportunity. And another thing as well, because the briefs have come out this morning, and I hate using that word because it's now the buzzword around transfers, but the briefs are coming out saying that the reason Chelsea backed out of that deal with Jacquet is because they have a lot of trust in the future of our centre-backs, with Josh Acheampong being one of those. Now, if that is the case, because we've heard this before, this is not new. Jacquet was on the way to coming to Chelsea, last final hours of the transfer market, and he ends up at Liverpool. Now, the briefs are coming out and saying that they've got trust in Josh Acheampong, Mamadou Sarr, and the other centre-backs. If that's the case, why was we trying to chase Jacquet in the first place then? If you've got the trust in Josh Acheampong, and you've got the trust in Levi Cole when it comes back, and you've got the trust in Mamadou Sarr and Aaron Anselmino, it goes back to my original point. Why were we going for Jacquet then? It doesn't make any sense. So the strategy is what I'm annoyed about. The frustration for me is the way that our sporting directors, Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart, the way that they're doing these crazy deals, and they're spending time on deals that we as Chelsea fans know are never going to happen. That's the problem. That's the massive problem at the club, is that we're going after the wrong profile of players, first of all. We don't need another 20-year-old centre-back. We've got 3 of those already. We need Antonio Rudiger, Marcos Senesi. Both of those would have been, even now, while I'm recording this, there's still, 8-9 hours of the window to go. There's still time for us to go and get one of those players. There's 6 months left into their contract. Senesi's already said he's not signing a new deal. Antonio Rudiger looks like he's on his way out from Real Madrid. Now, if we had any common sense, you'd get rid of Axel Dazazi, who looks like he's going on loan. You would question whether you need Badia Shil. Maybe try and find him a loan deal. If you can't, then you keep him. But we have to, honestly, the fact that we haven't gone for experience, and I'm going to say this as well. I'm going to say this because the strategy is what frustrates me. The recruitment strategy is what's frustrating me. We've spent how much on Garnacho? How much on Jamie Gittins? How much totaling have we spent on those players? Even let's throw Liam Delap in there. There's 3 players. Now, the only good thing we've done is we've got Raheem Sterling off the books, which is great. Well done. That should have happened ages ago. But the problem that we could have had, the things that we could have had at this football club, we could have had Donnarumma. Donnarumma cost less than £30 million. We could have had Mark Gehi, 20-something million pounds. There's 50 mil. There's your Jamie Gittins money already, or your Garnacho money. Then you could have gone and got yourself a top striker in Victor Osimhen, had we got Raheem Sterling off the books in the summer. Because all it was wages. The fee was never the problem. We couldn't afford the wages. We couldn't afford his wages. Now we've got Raheem Sterling off the books. Osimhen would have been there for us. It makes so much sense. You've got imagine having Donnarumma, and this is no disrespect to Sanchez because he's played well this season, but Donnarumma for the fraction of the price that he went to City for. Even Kelleher. I know he's not having the best times at Brentford, but under a better team, better tactical understanding of the game, better centre-backs in front of you, I'm sure Kelleher, we know he's a top goalkeeper, he's played for many seasons at Liverpool. Get him in goal, or Donnarumma. Then you go and get Mark Gehi, top centre-back, or Rudiger, or Senesi. then you can go and recall Mamadou Sarr or Aaron, and you could even leave Aaron Anselmino where he is. But the strategy is the thing that frustrates me. Forget Jeremy. This whole thing, and I want Chelsea fans to understand this, please. This whole thing is bigger than Jeremy Jacquet. I couldn't care less about Jeremy Jacquet. He's not the player I wanted. My thing is the strategy at this football club is what's going to turn us into a mid-table team, because we're not signing the right players for now. Oh, you can go and sign Giovanni Quenda, Emega, all of those sort of players. You can sign those, but where's the players for now? Where's the team for now? Where's the team that's going to get you Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues? Where's that team now? Because it isn't the team we've got. You're not winning the Champions League or a Premier League with Tosin and Badiashile as options in centre-backs. You have to have someone like Rudiger in that back line, alongside Mamadou Sarr, alongside Levi Kowa, alongside Wesley Fofana. You're not going to win anything with Badiashile as a centre-back option. That's my problem. That is my problem. And the worry for me is that the sporting directors are never being held accountable at this football club. Everything that they're doing is going under the radar. And it's because they're doing things for the owners that the owners see as green ticks, 5 stars. Buy players, sell them on for profit. That's their job done. For us as Chelsea Football Club, we need to be winning on the pitch as well. Winning in the finance world is brilliant, but on the pitch, we've got to win as well. And if we're not winning stuff, and I don't mean games, I'm talking trophies, I'm talking things, history, making history, winning games, getting trophies. I'm talking about that sort of level of Chelsea where we're dominant in games. I sat down Saturday celebrating a 3-2 win, last minute goal against West Ham. I had to check myself for a minute. A last minute dagger goal against West Ham United, relegation battlers, West Ham. And I'm celebrating like we've just won the Champions League. That's where my mentality is with this football club. It has to get better. So remove Jeremy Jacquet from the frustrations and look wider. Look at where we are as a transfer, the transfer strategy, the recruitment setup. Look at it from that point of view, please. Because it's not about Jeremy Jacquet. Like I said, I did a video. I'm going to put it here so you can see it. The link is in here. I'm going to show you guys the team that we could have. And now we can add Jeremy Jacquet to that. But the point I'm making is we could have had a solid team. Donnarumma, Margehi, just those two, and Shirky. Let's not forget Shirky as well. Let's add Shirky to that because we could have got him. We could have got him. All of those players would have cost you a fraction of the price it's taken us to get Garnacho, Gittins, Liam Delap into this team. It would have cost you a fraction of the price to get those 3 players, Shirky, Donnarumma, and Mark Guehi, into this team than it has to go and get Garnacho and Gittins. Let me know what you think in the chat, in the comments. Where do we go from here, Chelsea fans? Let me know in the comment section. Where do we go? Because at the moment, it looks like this transfer strategy is going to ruin this football club. I need to know your thoughts are in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, all of that stuff. We've got lots of content coming out today, so make sure you hit the notification bell. We're back soon.